So I got a little hung up checking out the FPS games for FPS week on Steam this week, so I fell a little behind on making videos. I'm sorry for that, guys, but I wanted to try to bring something new to the table instead of repeating some of the same stuff that everybody's covering currently. Xfill is listed on Steam as a tactical first-person extraction shooter where you become a member of one of 4 competing teams tasked with retrieving intel from a crashed helicopter. Sadly, that's about as far as the game goes when it makes any kind of connecting lore for you, because there's really nothing much left to the game other than the gameplay loop, which is very, very early. But that's what we expect from these types of games being released during FPS Fest, especially when they're early access games, is that some of them are going to be put out and either to give valuable feedback from where they're at, and they're like pre-alpha builds. Before we go any further though, if you like what you see on the channel and you like my opinions, go ahead and hit that subscription button and hit the bell notification to know when I put up a new video. I've been working a lot of extra hours to either make sure my family stays afloat, and we're working on our goal of 2,000 subscribers for this year. You guys crushed it out of the park for me when it came to the 1,000 subscribers, and now, out of our last video, we're at 1,018. Can't thank you guys enough. As you guys may know by now, my name is Gumurak, and let's talk about Xfill. When I first downloaded Xfill, I wanted to make sure that I had my expectations set correctly, because from my understanding, a lot of these early access builds are not always complete, and some of them come off as pretty bad. You have to have an open mind with them, because if you don't, otherwise they get labeled for being a bad title and not being complete. They're not supposed to be complete. They're pre-alpha or pre-early access games for you to be able to give feedback on to see if they're even going in a direction that they want to continue. That's basically what you have here, because you can see the world is mostly procedurally generated. You'll find trees that are not anchored into the ground and lots of things that are out of place. And I don't know if they're going to be keeping that and then replacing them later, or then going through and like tidying them up. But it does have some weird geometry issues in which we run into with a lot of games in which elite soldiers just can't seem to climb rocks or fucking swim for some reason. But the overall idea of the game is what caught my attention, and there's some things in it I kind of wish even Tarkov would do, such as Tarkov has the ability of giving you some really advanced quad set of night vision goggles and other items of that nature, including 50 caliber machine guns, but they can't seem to give you a tracker to keep track of who's on your team and where they are, so everybody winds up having these stupid ass callouts. But the overall idea of having 4 teams on the map, which also happens to be quite large, so you're going to be doing a lot of running around, which comes to one of my other major complaints that I have in these games, in which the game feels quite empty trying to run from space to space because there's nothing in between. Now, I don't like doing the comparisons to Tarkov, because this is definitely not a Tarkov-like experience, but the idea of what is in Tarkov and some of the other games like Gray Zone Warfare that is trying to put at least scavs or something in between those phases so that you're not bored, or there's at least real danger there that sets the pace of the game. The gun sounds are quite tinny, and they kind of remind me of some of the other games that we've seen made that is kind of at this point in time. I'm really hoping that's something that they change in the future. Now, those are just some of the gripes that I have, but even still, the game did bring off the same idea and premise that you have or want in most extraction shooters, which is the pressure of getting whatever it is that you need to get and get off the map or eliminate the other teams. And you never know which direction they're going to come from because of the different spawn points. The map being so large gives that sense of feeling, because they can really merge at you from anywhere. But sadly, that's about where I draw the line with the game, because the game just comes off as half-baked, which it's supposed to because it's pre-alpha access, and it's also a demo. But it comes off, like many people have said, more like a tech demo and an idea to pitch to other companies to see if it was something that they were even interested in publishing, which I think the game suffers from that kind of lack of support, and either to be able to publish it within the time frame that they want, which is around 6 months. At this point, with just the way the game looks and feels, and knowing some of the ideas and principles that they used and needed to piece it together, I don't have a whole lot of hopes for them hitting that 6-month mark. There will be improvements to the game, but how far it will come in 6 months, I definitely don't think it's going to be 1.0 release. I'm fully expecting to see the game do a pushback and do the typical black and white lettering that we've seen, in which they tell us that they're going to pull the game back a little bit and either continue to do more work on it. I'm going to leave some gameplay footage up above for you guys so you guys can see what a game was like for me. Now, we did only see one map until they finally learned that you can turn on multiple maps, so we did eventually see another map. That depends on the server that you pick. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I know it's not much, but there wasn't much to see here. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I'll see you next week, and barring nothing gets in the way. Tell your loved ones you love them often. Peace.
Spartans, this is Talk. Mission is to recover a notebook from a downed bird. Crash site coordinates on your GPS. Out.
It might be inside the building. Well, I'm gonna be on your 6. Can you clear the building? Oh, forest.
Grenade out.
Your teammate's dead. One of our teammates is dead. Wearing grenades too. And you provide overwatch on the fire person.
I'm trying to watch that area where we threw grenades.
Yeah, it's somewhere to the east. We'll mark our location. Did they? I don't think they ever said they grabbed the intel. So I think the intel still is here.
Okay. Movement next to me. Movement next to me.
Okay.
Next to me right here. On the right. My right, on the other side of this fence.
Copy, I'm watching the entrance. What's your entrance to the front? I watched entrance to your back.
Got him.
Nice. No, he was trying to flank us.